Hey. I don't have anything better to do. So I figured I'd read through this. Ooh, I figured I'd read through this thing. The Nolle Prosse memo, the Nolle Prosecco memo in Melly's case. I haven't read this yet. Hey, Lee. Thanks for joining on this impromptu stream. I should probably tweet about it. Interesting to see why they are, well, the stated reason for their, I don't need this, their stated reason for their decision to dismiss the case. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just thought I'd go live. Got a little bit of bad family news. So to cheer myself up, I'm going to read about some prosecutors fucking up. I am a caricature of myself sometimes. All right, here we go. Harold F. Pryor, State Attorney. This is why is this capitalized? Whoa, that's too thin. I need something a little bit thicker than that. That's what she said. Why is it so? Yeah, well, that'll work. We'll just do it this way. Okay. Why is this capitalized, but this isn't capitalized? Because, like, if you get rid of this, all right, doesn't matter. Alexandra Buckaloo. Oh, thanks. Big play, Bray. Okay. Defendant Jamel Demons charges tampering with a witness in a capital felony, directing the criminal activities of a gang, solicitation to commit tampering, conspiracy to commit tampering. Garrett Steele, we have his depots, case number, April to July. Ooh, actually, I want to show you guys something at the end of this that's kind of funny. By funny, I mean kind of terrible. Actually, I'll do it right now because it won't take that long. And it's less complicated. Not you. There we go. Melly. This is kind of crazy. I'm going to steal Cuff Boys' video of this real quick because I know he won't be mad. Wait, what? This video. I don't know if any of you guys saw this video, but this is not Cuff Boys' video, but the video of this guy here. This was leaked a couple of months ago. I don't know if I've shown this on this channel before. Let's see if I can find it real quick. But the source of the leak, I don't think anyone reported this, was this one? Yeah. The leaked footage in this case. It came from this guy named John Phillips. You'll see it's an unlisted video. So it's not actually... you can't search for it. You have to have the link to get it. And John Phillips, who hates me and I hate him, is a plaintiff's attorney in the case. He represents the estates of one of the families. And so he was actually leaking the video on YouTube. He leaked the interrogation footage himself. If you go to the link now, it's actually set to, the video's now set to private instead of unlisted. But I thought that was kind of wild. One of my fun facts about this case. Train wreck is a good word. Okay, here we go. The defendant is charged with 1 count of tampering with tampering with a witness in a capital felony, directing the criminal activities of a gang, solicitation to commit tampering, and conspiracy to commit tampering. These charges stem from the defendant's original case, in which he is currently charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder with a firearm in case number 19. Wow, that's... Yeah, I think I'm not the first one to report it, but I don't think it really got any attention because nobody knows who he is because he's mediocre and forgettable. Let me see. The above captioned charges arose during the defendant's homicide trial that took place between April 10th, 2023 and July 22nd, 2023. Mariah Hamilton was listed as a witness for the state of Florida as of April 9th, 2019. Damn, that's early. Pursuant to her request, her address... Yeah, Emerald. Nobody... I think a lot of people were afraid of getting sued because he's the type that would try something like that. But yeah, he leaked it. I think 1 or 2 people said it before me. I have the link somewhere. I could probably find it. Ooh, I need to put live chat, don't I? There we go. Oh, now I can see Trenton said, survey time. It's 6 minutes in. Is your like given to the stream yet? I didn't like it. I didn't ask anyone to like it. Butt Nuggets Mom. Thanks for... Yeah, sorry. I missed a bunch of these chats. Yeah, happy to cover this. Okay. Pursuant to her request, her address was not listed in the discovery filing, and state agreed to accept service on her behalf. Can they do that? Anyway, let's see. Ms. Hamilton subsequently became uncooperative with the prosecution of the defendant. Efforts were made to contact Ms. Hamilton, including phone calls not only to her, but to her mother and attorney, as well as having an investigator from the 18th Judicial Circuit. I thought it was the 17th Circuit. I guess it's a different circuit. Oh, yeah. You talk less. Thanks for coming back. Attempt to serve her for both deposition and trial. The Honorable Judge Andrew Siegel signed an order to show cause. That's right. I think this was an issue. It was the warrant was... This is coming back to me. I think that was an issue that they brought the warrant to a different judge in a different circuit. The Honorable Judge Siegel signed an order to show cause on February 23rd, 22, signed a certification to procure a witness for Ms. Hamilton. I don't think that's for her, but you know what it means. Signed a certificate to procure a witness, as to Ms. Hamilton. Ms. Hamilton never appeared for a deposition nor for trial. This certificate to procure Mariah Hamilton remained active from February 23, 22 until January 26, 25, when she was finally caught by Border Patrol coming back from El Salvador. I don't think she actually had any warrants or anything, though. I think she was just going to El Salvador and coming back. Danny Polo, Detective Shiesty, from the Broward Sheriff's Office, is a listed witness. Actually, no, some of you might not know who that is. I should explain. Danny Polo, American clarinetist. That is not who I was talking about. I didn't know there was a clarinetist named Danny Polo, but here we are. This guy, some of you may recognize. Not the clarinetist. I wasn't talking about the clarinetist. Okay, back to the thing. Here we go. Detective Danny Polo is a listed witness. In 23, Detective Polo was investigating... Yeah, if you look... The first result for Danny Polo, I'll go back. I'll show you. Not you. Where are you? Is this guy right here, Danny Polo. Instagram, Danny Polo Loco. Detective Scheist. Here we go. Detective Polo was investigating James Howard in an unrelated statewide prosecution case and would periodically listen to jail calls made by Mr. Howard as he was incarcerated at the Broward County Main Jail. Oh, hey, Trey. Y'all too young? Yeah. I'm old enough to get it. I didn't really watch it. Each inmate is assigned a particular number and PIN code to access the recorded and monitored jail phone system. Never talk on jail calls, please. If there's anything you take away from this stream, please don't talk on jail calls. Just, please. Having to share a name with them. Exactly. Danny Polo is kind of like that Uvalde detective who can, with superhuman hearing. He just knows stuff. Polo, I don't want to read that out loud because I don't want it to be clipped out of context and used by the state to get me disqualified. But that's valid. That's very valid. Hey, Aaron. I saw you were posting some pro blood spatter analysis content earlier. Yeah, man. Okay, Jamal Demons does not have phone privileges due to disciplinary actions while in custody. Even though it's not penal, but whatever. Detective Polo, while monitoring the calls of James Howard, heard discussions about Howard communicating with Mr. Demons and passing messages. These phone conversations then led to Detective Polo requesting in August 23 Broward County Sheriff's Office Detention Communications Supervisor Kathleen Casey. That is a long title. Nothing against Kathleen. Just that's a mouthful. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Actually, I didn't know what you meant, but that makes sense. Interrogated. That makes sense. As well as all outgoing calls to the following phone numbers. 867-5309. Based upon a review of the calls, it was determined Mr. Howard was talking with numerous individuals connected to the defendant, including Cortland Henry, the defendant's co-defendant on the homicide case. These calls made it clear Mr. How many times can you use the word call in a row? Okay. These calls made it clear Mr. Howard was calling on behalf of the defendant. Further, when reviewing what PIN numbers Actually, let's do it this way. This is probably better. What PI numbers made outgoing calls to those phone numbers provided, it was determined. Oh, we get some passive voice fuckery right here. This is it right here. It was determined that. Who determined? The cops love to sneak this little passive voice right in at the end of these paragraphs every single time. It was determined that there was probable cause. It was determined. When reviewing what numbers made outgoing calls to those phone numbers provided, it was determined that inmate Terrence Mathis made more than 60 calls to Cortland Henry between March of 23 and August of 23. Wait, when was wasn't the trial only through July? March of 23. Okay. But Hamilton was already gone in 22? So clearly but the calls only relate to March of 23. So she'd already bounced by the time these calls happened? To the point that you're needing to get an order to show cause in February of 22? So it seems like the tampering, if any, would have already happened. But that's whatever. Okay, that's just dates. You know I can be a stickler for details like numbers and dates. The Broward Sheriff's Office reviewed video footage of the main jail from August of 23. That's after the trial. Is it not? The above captioned charges arose between April 10th through July 23. And so far we're talking like, okay. All right. Reviewed video footage of the main jail from August 21, 23 and observed the defendant speaking to an inmate through his cell door. Whose door? Okay, the defendant motions towards the adjacent unit and the inmate he was speaking to points towards the same unit to confirm what the defendant was referring to. What? Okay. The defendant then tosses what appears to be a letter under his cell door to the inmate. This inmate tosses this letter along with what appears to be others under the door that leads into the other unit they both pointed to. Okay. Like a cell or a unit? I thought he meant like adjacent cell, but I guess it could be like the adjacent unit. So it's like under the unit door. Okay. The defendant appears to be instructing the inmate to call for someone in that adjacent unit, to which the inmate complies. Okay, that makes sense. Deputies also reviewed the video footage from that adjacent unit and observed the letters begin to appear. Okay, so Melly gave the letters to Dude, and Dude threw them into an adjacent unit. Mr. Howard is observed reading the letters and walking towards the phone to make a call. On video, James Howard is observed making a call that match up. Making a call that matches up with calls. How does a call match up with calls? You can't have one call match up with multiple calls. Unless you have like a, I don't know, a conference call or something. I thought defendant's girlfriend was Mariah Hamilton. Not... Is it Mariah Melly's girlfriend? He was talking about Portland's girlfriend. The videos and calls demonstrate... Yeah, there are a lot of unidentified, like, pronouns and proper nouns. Is Barnett mentioned before this and I just forgot about her? Where is she? It's triple hearsay. I actually just had an interesting nested hearsay thing. Actually, no, I didn't just have it. I just noticed it the other day. It was a cop repeating a witness's statement that the witness said he didn't make. Is double spacing illegal? Okay. The video and calls demonstrate the sophisticated system the defendant developed to communicate with individuals outside of the jail due to having his phone privileges revoked. Okay, his sophisticated system of throwing a fucking note under the door and having it thrown under another door. That's a very sophisticated system. That's... Passing notes, deeply sophisticated. On April 19th of 23, Terrence Mathis places a phone call to this number, Cortland Henry, and begins to relay messages. But I thought that Howard was the one making the calls. Not, how did Mathis? This is confusing. Ranking that up there with... Let's see. Okay, Mathis makes a call to Portland and begins to read a message. After a few messages to individuals to thank them for showing up to support him in court, the following exchange occurs between Portland and Mathis. Mathis, tell you hit Rihanna, make sure she hood, tell her to keep vibing in the Maybach like she been doing. Don't pop out this shit almost over with. I heard she posed to be pulling up, probably Cap though, but don't tell her. Hey, Amber. Man, no man, tell him, ma'am, shut the fuck up. Tell him to stop talking about that. Tell her fall bike. I ain't put this wild ass shit fall bike. Like fall back maybe? I don't know what that one means. I'm not barely familiar with Atlanta slang. I just learned that JoJo means murder today. I didn't know about fall bike. Man, ain't talking no more about that. Move on to the next one. Hold on. Fall back, yeah. Hold on, I gotta read the whole card. I don't know what's that. Tell her, keep doing what she's doing. Tell her I love her and miss her so much. I'm gonna eat her like some ice cream. I walked right into that one. I didn't know that was coming. Probably should have said that differently too. Okay. I don't know if keep doing what you're doing is really tampering, but that's how they pronounce back down there. Man, kids these days. Oh my goodness. During this call, while Mathis is trying to give directions to Bortland about keeping Rihanna away from court, that's actually kind of funny now that Rihanna's been to court. But let's see. Henry is obviously uncomfortable, fair, and does not want those directions being given over the recorded call. Smart. Henry already knows his job of keeping her away from court, and there is no reason to continue to talk about it. That's quite a reach. Oh, hey, YP. I just quick little informal stream. Tell him Rihanna. Didn't I just read this? Tell him Rihanna already vibing on their Maybach. I don't know where he be getting his information, but just tell him to vibe though. Henry is telling Mathis to reassure Demmons that everything is under control in reference to keeping her away from court. My goodness, okay. On April 24th, 2023, Mr. Demmons, through third parties, again references Rihanna by calling her ASAP Rocky's baby mama. Okay. Popular recording artist Rihanna has been in relationship with another recording artist known as Soon As Possible Rocky. The conversation about Ms. Hamilton again mentioned her and told the conversation mentioned her? Who mentioned her? We just need ASAP Rally to make this a party for sure. In that cool one, I can't remember his name, the one that everybody liked. Not Relly, not Rocky, the third of the ASAPs. The witness that everyone liked. Can't think of his name. Okay. Told Mr. Henry to make sure ASAP Rocky's baby mama is in the Maybach, and she stays that way. So I guess in the Maybach means like not testifying? Relly. That's right. Wait, no, Relly was the one that was... Who was the one that was lying? Relly was the one that was in the fight, right? Then there's the third ASAP, right? He was so non-toxic, I can't remember the name. 12E, that's right. God, how did I forget that? He was cool. Okay, so I'm assuming that stay in the Maybach is staying wherever she is, I guess. During the course of the conversations, Mr. Henry tells the in-custody messengers to slow down, and at times they have to repeat the messages, or they describe specific emoji characters or even spell certain words in a particular way. Mr. Henry on occasion mentioned that he was typing the messages so he can later text it to the people Demmons wanted him to communicate with. Sit in the gallery and kick back. The defendant, Mr. Henry, Mr. Mathis, and Mr. Howard have all been identified as gang members under Florida statute. What does that mean? You know what? I don't want the answer to that. The defendant's cell was searched along with Terrence Mathis's and James Howard's. The evidence was in the form of paper kites in which inmates passed back and forth as a form of communication. I hate this style. Like, when people do this, I hate that. Just say 8. We all know what 8 means. And you definitely don't have to do like 8 in quotes, or not quotes, in parentheses. If you're not spelling out the word, you can just say 8. 8 pieces of paperwork kites were located in Devon's cell. It's still, like, they still don't know how to make his name possessive after all these years. And that kind of upsets me. On September 22nd, 2023, that's after the offending conduct, though, again, which was up here somewhere, right? April 10th through July 22nd of 23. This is all after the time in question. Seven kites were located in Mathis's cell and 8 in Howard's cell on September 1st of 23. The investigating detectives were able to determine the following nicknames on the kites. Old School Zoe belongs to Demons. Nike Ways belongs to Howard. And good Lord, Yeberekia belongs to Terrence Mathis. These identifications were made based on off context. Who made the identifications? They keep doing this thing where what was the other one? A determination is made without saying who made the determination. I know I pointed out one earlier. Oh, right, this one. It was determined that, without saying who determined it, had been identified without saying who identified them. Same thing, these identifications were made without saying who made the identification. A search warrant was later conducted on Bortland's residence. Several devices were located, and one device belonging to Bortland's girlfriend, Geneva? I've seen Geneva. Geneva Molina. Ms. Molina had Mariah Hamilton saved as a contact under the name Ree. There were numerous communications found between them. Between Molina and Hamilton? These conversations included discussing Ms. Hamilton staying with Ms. Molina and Mr. Henry during the trial period, as well as commentary about the trial as it aired live on YouTube. At one point, Ms. Hamilton acknowledges that she has an arrest warrant for not appearing. Additionally, Ms. Hamilton asked Ms. Molina if she has to fall off the grid again after the hung jury verdict, and Ms. Molina says yes. None of this ties back to Melly, though. Like, there definitely could be people in a circle that are telling her to lay low because they have an interest in him making money as well. Financial records were obtained from Mariah, which showed she received $31,000 from 100K Management, the defendant's management company. It makes sense that the management company would want to pay him off, or pay her off. $700 from Jamie King, that's Melly's mom, and $947 from Adria Scott, the defendant's manager's wife. A specific $11,000 wire transfer from 100K Management was sent to Ms. Hamilton with the memo stating from Melly. That's very deceptive. It doesn't really seem like they're trying to hide anything here. And he's allowed to send his girlfriend money. That's not a crime. Additionally, detectives reviewed payments made to Auto Express Enterprise Inc. from Mariah Hamilton via Jamie King. Wait, payments made from Mariah? Also, you probably want to say who she is up here rather than down here. On 2020, yeah, no, he didn't have phone access for forever. I'm still mad about that. They're mad that he's misbehaving while in jail, even though he's been in jail for 7 years and not on a conviction, which is, after 7 years in jail without a conviction, they should be like, you should get an iPhone, you should get an iPad, you should just get the stuff you normally get in Georgia in prison. PlayStation 5, Netflix. I was talking to an inmate the other day, and he's like, I gotta go. My girlfriend wants to pick something that we can watch on Netflix later. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your Netflix watching. Oh, man. Okay, on October 26, 2020, Mariah Hamilton purchased a used 2015... Oh, hey, James. Mercedes. This is 2 years after Demmons was arrested for the aforementioned homicide. This purchase was for the amount of $22,000 with $1,000 down. What does that have to do with anything? This is years before the conduct in question. Years before. Oh, thanks, James. Yeah, I thought they were interesting too. I might do more of a deep dive on Xavier Gibson's cases because he's had a bunch, actually. Where was I? So yeah, I mean, a rapper buying his girlfriend a used car for $22,000. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not very convincing for me. Can't buy a total Maybach for 22. I'll be honest. I wouldn't even want a car that. I'll have a $22,000 car, but like once you get to the Maybach thing, like I'd just be so scared I'm gonna damage it. Oh yeah, James. I think he was saying like, why do I care in the sense of like, why is this incriminating? Why are you giving me this information? Not like, why do I care about the case? Um, Let me see. When Mariah Hamilton purchased it, she was requested to provide references for this vehicle. One of the references was that of Jameson Francois, who at the time was Demmons' record label manager. Yeah, it's a $22,000 car. That's not really. This seems like rapper girlfriend stuff, not like bribe stuff. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that she would list her boyfriend's manager. That makes perfect sense to me. Another is the wife of Jameson. That makes sense. These individuals are listed as manager. Also, while reviewing financial data associated with the witness tampering case, it was determined that Mariah Hamilton had no wage and earnings for the year 2020 when she purchased the Mercedes. Yeah, she has a rich fucking boyfriend. Like, yeah, he didn't even buy her like a Lambo or something. I know that one is crazy. True. Like, I'm gonna be honest. This seems like an impressive amount of financial restraint from a young rapper. I mean, buying used. Like, I'm proud of him. If I'm being honest. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Buying the girl a $23,000 whip used. Probably want to pay more down, but whatever. While reviewing the payment information for the Mercedes-Benz, Mariah Hamilton was making... What? While reviewing the payment information for the Mercedes-Benz, Mariah Hamilton was making the payment via Cash App to Auto Express LLC. While reviewing the payment information for the Mercedes-Benz, Mariah Hamilton was making the payment via Cash App to Auto Express LLC. What? I think we can just get rid of this. I think that's what they're saying. Payments were made from Mariah Hamilton in the amounts of $250 to $450. Wait, so she was paying it off? It wasn't even... Payments were made from Mariah Hamilton in the amounts of $250 to $450 or $540. That seems like about what I would expect the car payment to be on that amount. Ballpark. On June 5th, a payment of $1620 was made to Auto Express on behalf of Mariah Hamilton by Jamie King. So Melly's mom made a payment over a year before the conduct in question. This PayPal transaction gives Jamie King's name. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't seem like she's hiding anything. This just seems like Melly's mom is paying, 3 car payments for her son's girlfriend? It was determined in the kite that Quiet refused. Checks out. Yeah, this seems like the least suspicious behavior imaginable. I gotta be honest with you. So it seems like Mariah financed the car. $1,000 down, fell behind, and Jamie made a payment or 3. Oh, hey, Wipey. The defendant filed motions requesting the court suppress the jail calls. The court indicated it would not rule on the admissibility of those calls until the state presented its case at trial. The state is entitled to a ruling on dispositive issues prior to trial. Oh, we're blaming the judge now. The state is entitled to a ruling on dispositive issues prior to trial and cannot go forward without those calls, as it is the basis for the charges. Not having a ruling puts this critical evidence at risk. Should that evidence be suppressed after a jury is sworn, the state would have no appellate rights, and further, an acquittal would impair the presentation of this evidence during the homicide trial? Not sure why that would be. I don't know, $22,000 for a... I'll tell a personal story. The first car that I bought as a lawyer was a used, I wanted a plug-in hybrid because it's LA and it's just one of the cheaper combinations you can get. And I didn't want a fancy car, but I found this BMW for right around this price. It was $23,000. And you can't get any kind of, really any kind of new car for that amount anymore. And it was the cheapest car that I could get was a 2018 BMW, and I bought it, and my boss made fun of me for buying a BMW with my first paycheck. Not my first paycheck, but my first cars as a lawyer. They made fun of me for a year for being the guy that bought a BMW as a first year, even though it was used and financially responsible. They didn't care about that. They knew that. They just wanted to roast me for it. If you joined the military, it would have been a Charger. Oh, I know. I have a lot of friends in the military. I'm familiar with the Charger and Charger financing. I'm familiar. I'm sure you use those points to your advantage. Yeah, they didn't care, though. They don't care about evidence. Let me see. Should that evidence be suppressed after a jury is sworn, the state would have no appellate rights. And further, an acquittal would impair the presentation of this evidence. Why would it, though? I still bought my first car as a lawyer. What was their first year? I actually have it on good authority that one of the partners that was roasting me had like a, he had like a souped up Honda or something. The other partner, we're still friends, even though I quit. He hates rich people, like so much, but he is a rich person. And he has like this internal dissonance going on. So his first car was probably a beater. Like he has a corner office on the 30th floor in Los Angeles, making I don't know how many millions of dollars a year, but he has like punk rock albums and skateboard decks on the walls of his office. It's very LA. "15 months after the charges were filed, Mariah Hamilton was located and has made it clear she will be a hostile witness for the state." Isn't it this witness intimidation case that has Melly on isolation? Yeah, pretty much. He was talking to... See, the way I was thinking, they were saying that they need to keep Melly in jail because if they let him go, he'll talk to witnesses and intimidate witnesses. But, like, there's also saying he's already doing that from in jail. So, like, if he's in jail doing it, then it's not preventing him from doing it at all. So you might as well just let him out. Because, like, it's not achieving the purpose of preventing interference with witnesses. So really, if he's getting away with it, then keeping him inside isn't a justification in this instance. Like, if he's going to get away with it inside or outside, then he should be outside. I don't think a judge would buy that, but in my head, it makes perfect sense. Is Cat streaming the same thing I am right now? What the hell? Cat stole my topic. I kind of want to join her and read this together with her. Maybe I'll do that. Sorry, now I'm watching Cat's chat. I see Aaron's double dipping. No way an excuse, rules are rules, but Jesus Christ, yeah. She said she was going to join me. Okay, set for trial. This case is set for trial on January 21st. The homicide case. Okay, I got to do one more rant before I join Cat. I hate this argument. The evidence in this case is significant consciousness of guilt evidence that will be utilized against the defendant in the homicide trial. Like, innocent people don't want to be convicted too. If you think the prosecution is crooked, you definitely don't want people testifying against you. Anyway, 99% of consciousness of guilt evidence, in my opinion, is nonsense. I almost never buy it. If you, like, destroy your cell phone or something, then, you know, hey, maybe we're onto something. If you're, like, destroying evidence, I can see that as consciousness of guilt. But, like, innocent people don't want people testifying too. In her earlier stream, oh, okay. Let me see. The state was gung-ho about this case until the judge told them that they couldn't bring the murder facts into this case. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna listen to Kat. Maybe join Kat if she wants. I just wanted to read this. Consciousness of guilt arguments make me so mad. Yeah, they're usually dumb. Spoliation hearing? Can you like DM it to me? I'll watch it for sure. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna listen to the cat stream real quick. I would redirect you guys, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, DM it to me. Keep your stream running. I was just gonna listen to Kat. I don't think I'm joining her. I guess I could listen to Kat on my stream. That doesn't feel fair, though. Ooh, I'm also going to be watching Runkle in 10 minutes, too. I'm really excited about today's Uvalde stuff. I hear there was, I think the directed verdict motion stuff was today. I would redirect, but I don't know how. So I'm going to go watch her stream, see what she has to say. I'll watch Runkle's stream in 10 minutes or so. But yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Like I said at the start, been kind of a tough day. It's funny, I actually did the stream this morning, and then I had a job interview at 2 for a public defender job. And oh my God, public defender job interviews are so much harder than big lie interviews. It's so much harder. A big lie interview is like the partner doesn't prepare. They just show up and do a vibe check. And they're like, is this guy cool? And if they like you, you get the job. Because they've already done like most of the screening by that point. Like their HR people. Because they just care about like mostly GPA and stuff like that. No Moontink updates. I checked the docket today, nothing yet. But yeah, like public defender, they had like a 45-minute structured interview. Alan Jackson I emailed their firm. They never responded to me. I'm not good enough for them. No Moontink updates. Oh yeah, I checked the Court of Appeals docket. They're up to like July. They decided a case that was finished briefing in October today. So I think we're like getting to the point where we're in range of where a decision could come down. Maybe in the next like month or so, hopefully. Snare mail the CV. I could do that. Or I could just break into his house. Please don't clip that out of context. I shouldn't have said that. That was a joke. I'm not going to do that. I really need to stop saying stuff like that. Sometimes I forget that I'm like a lawyer with ethical obligations and stuff. I really shouldn't have said that, but I did say it. It is what it is. Okay. I'm going to go to Cat Stream now. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. I had fun with this one. I like these quick little informal ones sometimes. But yeah. I'll see you over at Cat Stream or at Runkle's. Bye, everybody.